Preeya, this is a cracker of a dish. My favourite sauce over there is the oyster sauce, but I'm also going to add some of my other favourite Asian flavours as well. Now, in this bowl here, I have a big pile of fillet of beef that's been cut into strips, and we're going to add some lovely flavours to it. Sesame oil. Really strong flavour, but use it sparingly. So a little teaspoon on the top there like that, on it goes. Beautiful. And I'm using some dark soy sauce, lots and lots of flavour, a fair amount of that on there, probably about 2 tablespoons on there as well.
Really love that. I saw the look of love as it was going on.
I do. I've also got some crispy chilli oil because we want this to have a lot of spice. You're liking it, aren't you?
I am.
It's you. And I use a little bit of coconut sugar because everything needs a little bit of sweetness, doesn't it? About a tablespoon. And to bind it all together and help thicken it and combine all the sauces, I'll put some corn flour on there, about a tablespoon of that. There we go. I'll hand that to you, Preeya.
Yes.
And if you can just gently mix it around, because I've stacked it up there, it's probably going to fall over and splash all over everything.
You set me up here.
I did. It's a little bit of a setup. Just mix it around nice and gently till it all combines. Normally, I would put this into the fridge and let it marinate for at least an hour. 24 hours even better, but we're just going to mix it around and quickly get it into the pan. All right, pan is on and I've got some garlic. I'll just give that a bit of a crush like that and just spread it everywhere and chop it nice and coarse. I chop it nice and coarse because I want to have the garlic flavour all the way through it, and leaving it chunky like this, you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I love chunky garlic and ginger. I feel like people often do it too fine, but it's such a good flavour, texture, love it.
I cut them all the way through and then I cut them into little strips. So when you're eating this dish, you've got those chunky bits of ginger, explosions in the mouth, and now my pan's on, nice and hot. We're going to get things going. So just check that is nice and hot. At this stage here, I'm going to turn it up to full blast because we need maximum velocity with this fry pan. The induction stovetop is great because it's going to give me plenty of heat in there.
Quickly.
Are we ready for this one? I think we are. Off we go. In goes some extra virgin olive oil. Beautiful. We need to flood the bottom of the pan. You can do this on a wok, and if you're worried about the smoke and stuff inside the house, you can always go outside and do it on a barbecue. It's also quite nice as well. So in goes the ginger and the garlic, and then I put the onion in there as well, and the chilli goes in there as well, and we start to get some sizzling action. Right, while I'm doing this, you've done a perfect job of that. Well done. Coriander, garlic chives, spring onions, chop, 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 chop until they're nice and fine and
so much flavour, Richo.
That's what
it's a flavour punch, isn't it?
Exactly. It's just like a pow. Here we go. And I just get so excited when I cook like this because I know it's going to taste good, and I really want to share this dish with you because you're going to love this one. It's going to be one of your favourite dishes.
Oh, now, my goodness.
I just stir that around a little bit to make it sweat down a bit. The pan is nice and hot now. We've got a little bit of golden frying action going in the pan here. And what I do is I spread the beef out in the bottom of the pan. And you can smell that chilli already, can't you?
It's
really, really good. If you're cooking more beef than this, you might want to cook it in smaller batches, take it out, put it on a plate. But I've got plenty of power here, and I'm using a really large fry pan as well. And you can see that heat is operating beautifully. Salt loves meat, meat loves salt. The two go together beautifully. So when you are cooking meat, make sure you put plenty of salt on the meat.
You don't have to, but you can.
Well, if you're worried about having too much salt in your diet, don't put any salt on the vegetables. No one's going to eat them anyway. They're all going to eat the meat. That's what it's all about. You love that one? I know. It's a little bit cheeky, but that's me. And you can see it doesn't take very long for the beef to start to sear. Now, I'm using a fillet of beef. It's a very tender cut, very expensive cut. The tougher steaks, they don't work quite as well for this type of dish, but if you do use a tougher cut, cut it really, really thin, and that way you'll be able to eat it nicely. In goes the snow peas and the sugar snaps, and that is just going to toss off nicely. Now, I don't boil the sugar snaps or the snow peas. What I want to do is get the flavour of the beef in with the sugar snaps and snow peas, and it blanches them as well. It all comes together beautifully. In goes some light soy sauce. We love soy sauce, one of my favourite things. And of course, while we're here, oyster sauce.
Oh, your favourite.
My favourite. Jam-packed full of lovely, delicious oysters. I think there's 48,000 oysters in this bottle because there is so much flavour. It's so thick.
Geez, that's a lot of oysters.
You give it a bit of a tap on the bottom and you can see it coming out. Thick and flavoursome, which is what it's all about. Now, I've got the herbs. If you can grab that corn flour and water, get that ready, add it together. Now, I know the beef's cooked and it's got that beautiful glaze to it. In goes the herbs there like that, and that will just punch it full of flavour. And the corn flour and water help to bind it together and give it a bit of a saucier sort of flavour, and it also gives it a shine. Now, I'll only put a little bit of this in here, about a quarter of a cup, toss it around a couple of times, and you can see the corn flour thickens it up really, really quickly. The snow peas and the sugar snaps are still really crisp, which is what we want. And stirring it around like this, it's all ready to go. If you grab that bowl there.
So the snow peas add some sweetness as well, I assume. They balance off the dish a little.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the vegetable part to keep you happy. Because I know you like that. So we put this in the middle of the bowl here.
Nice.
How quick was that? Really
Very
simple.
quick. Super
really
quick.
easy. Turn that off. We've got some chopsticks over there. No.
Oh, we're going. I like
Chopsticks. We're going to eat them.
Perfect.
They're all right. There we go. Two for me.
have one.
One for you. A little pro tip, it's a lot easier to eat with 2 chopsticks than 1. There we go. Now, I'm just going to pick up that beef and you can see it's just glistening with that oyster sauce. I can smell it in my mouth. I'm almost foaming at the mouth trying to get this in. Tender, delicious, flavoursome, lots of green veggies here. Really fast. And I think that oyster sauce is a hero, isn't it?
It is. The oyster sauce is absolute hero, and I love the veggies that you put through there. It makes it quite a nutritious meal. What would you have this with? Some brown rice or basmati rice?
You could have it with rice, but for me, the rice would just fill you up. Make sure you eat this first. When this is all gone, then maybe have a piece of rice.